1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dylan,
Yes, ma'am. Welcome into playoff basketball at the U. We are at Union's multi-purpose activity complex. Broken Arrow and Sand Springs in the first round of regional play, live here on ArrowVision. I'm Dylan Rivera. Alongside me is Coach Tiff Jones, and Madison Dildine, as always, is on our sidelines. Exciting matchup here tonight because Broken Arrow has the chance to get a big win, swing some momentum, and go into a big-time contest on Saturday. But obviously, before you look ahead, you got to look at this matchup tonight. And Coach, Sand Springs stands in front of them, a team that is young, just like Broken Arrow, but a team that has struggled this season, a 9-14 record. Broken Arrow should be able to handle business tonight, but should-be's don't necessarily always end up on the final score.
No, when you think about first round of the playoffs, it's one and done. It's like half the teams are going to be done tonight, right? And just what's that going to look like? And so there's an added layer of pressure, which you wonder sometimes, like, how are teams going to respond to that? What's it going to feel like when you know that if you lose tonight, then you're going home and you're going on to spring sports or whatever it is. And so there's just a little bit different environment. And I know Sand Springs has got a lot of youth on their side, and we're junior heavy. But a lot of them have not played in a lot of playoff games either. And so our growth over the season has just been really fun to watch just because of how they've progressed. And so I think our experience, which is going to sound crazy, is going to be an edge for Lady Tigers tonight. 7
freshmen on the Sand Springs roster. So we have a youth movement going on both sides of the floor here because Broken Arrow, as you said, junior heavy. Only 1 senior in Scarlet Shell. Sand Springs, only 2 seniors on their roster. So very similar in that aspect that you're going to be rolling out some really inexperienced players, at least in the playoff settings, because Broken Arrow's at least been able to roll out these young players all season long. Sand Springs, for the most part, you've seen a young lineup, but there has been a couple of injuries that have really made some freshmen have to step into bigger roles. But either way, a little bit of a youth movement tonight, and you'll be able to see some players that will be back next year for both squads suiting up tonight.
Yeah, and you think about, you just mentioned maybe some changes in Sand Springs lineup, and you start making changes in lineup in February, and it's hard because you've already settled in. You think about rotations. I mean, just as a coach, who's going to come in and play for different people in certain situations? And one person, gets hurt, unfortunately, which we hate for any kid to get hurt. In athletics, that's just part of it, and it really does change everything. And of course, we lived that last year in the state tournament. When Macy went down. And so I think we're in a good position. It's time to play. It's put up or shut up, right? It's time to go now. And I know that our Coach Coffey and his staff, they've got our team ready to go tonight.
If you are new to the regional scene, here's how it works, is the first round is an elimination game. So if Broken Arrow wins tonight, Sand Springs' season is over. They're done for the year. If you move on to that regional championship game, so Broken Arrow wins this one, they move on to that regional championship game on Saturday against Union. You lose that one, you're not eliminated. You're still in. You get to go to area either way. So win, and you move on to at least area here tonight. So it's not necessarily do or die on Saturday, but it is do or die tonight. Everything on the line. You've got to play with 100% of your heart, 100% passion.
Yeah, and once again, that's just a layer of pressure that really – kids haven't had all year long until tonight. And so that if you lose tonight that your season's over with. And so it's interesting to see how Sand Springs freshmen, how they respond to that pressure, because it's just, you can't prepare for it really. You prepare for it when you have experience, and they don't have that yet. And so we're in a good place tonight, and I know that our players are ready to go, and this has been an uncharacteristically long break, going into the playoffs. Really different schedule. Coach Coffey and I were talking about that going into regionals. So it is normal, Dylan, for tonight there to be a little bit of jitters right off the bat. The first few possessions, it's like, who's going to settle in and do what we do? And that's what we have to do tonight. It's not so much what Sand Springs is going to do to us. It's just, we're going to do what we do well and don't do things that we don't do well.
Now the winner of this ball game will take on Union on Saturday. Union beat Edmond Santa Fe 69-37 just prior to this ball game. That tip time will be 3 p.m., 3:30, I believe, actually, 3:30 on Saturday between Broken Arrow or Sand Springs and Union, and it'll be again here at the UMAC. So not too far away from the Broken Arrow home crowd. So if you are watching at home tonight, make sure you come out on Saturday and are in attendance should Broken Arrow be playing in that ball game.
Yeah, and we want to invite people. Hopefully, Broken Arrow, we take care of business tonight and tomorrow night when the boys are playing, right? Let's pack out the UMAC.
The Sand Springs starting lineup getting announced here at the moment, and it is number 1, Tyndall Smith, a freshman 5'6" guard. Number 2, Brooke Bozone. She is a 5'5" freshman. Number 4 is Avery Mercy. Number 10 is Lily Crane. And number 21 is Reagan Sanders. So across the starting lineup, 3 freshmen in Tyndall Smith, Brooke Bozone, and Avery Mercy. Then you go junior and sophomore for the final 2 starters. For the Lady Tigers, no changes to their starting lineup. It's an all-junior starting lineup, and it begins with number 3, Audrey Dow, who is averaging 5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds. Really big impact with her length. You see that on both ends of the floor. Janaea McCrary, the starting point guard, number 10. She makes an impact in how she moves the basketball, and her speed is disruptive defensively. Leah Peters brings a lot of energy to the floor. Disruptor as well on the defensive end. Soraya Matthew and Gracie Sanders, those two are walking buckets if they get hot. Soraya had 20 points earlier this season, a career high. Gracie Sanders averaging 11 points per game as the team leader. And a chance for Broken Arrow to step forward in the playoff scenario, taking on Sand Springs here tonight, hoping to take on Union on Saturday in an all-or-nothing game. Win or you are eliminated. The stakes are high, and we're just about set for tip-off here at the UMAC.
Coach Coffey's giving his last words right now, encouraging them. I think something that's important to point out, Dylan, what you just said, is that we've got a team of players who, different players have really carried the team in different ways throughout the season. We've had different people lead us in scoring, rebounding, and really they have come together and they've embraced their roles and what do they need to do to help the team be successful. And you've got to have that if you're going to make it very far in the playoffs.
It'll be Leah Peters taking the tip. Lily Crane, the starting center for Sand Springs, got the height advantage. She stands 6'1". Sandites start with the basketball and a quick turnover as the ball goes into the hands of Soraya Matthew. Now McCrary down on the baseline. Now Broken Arrow will settle into the offense. Signal given by the point guard, McCrary. Inside Sanders, kicks it out. McCrary, a long three-pointer, no good. Rebound Matthew, right back up, rolls off the rim, and a rebound for Crane.
But good look offensively right off the bat. I mean, that was a good in and out. The ball goes in, the defense collapses down. We had a good look at it, and then Soraya get an offensive rebound. I think that's something we can take advantage of. Now, Soraya collects her second rebound in really the first minute of play tonight, so we need to control the boards.
McCrary with a couple of nice moves, gets to the rack and finishes through contact.
Good offense for her to attack. It looks like, the zone that Sand Springs is starting in, there's a pretty big gap there, and being able to drive in and get in the paint, we need to do that tonight.
McCrary's free throw no good. Peters gets the offensive board and puts 2 more on the scoreboard.
2 offensive rebounds in the first 2 possessions.
Foul on Dow, just clumsy coming up from behind. And a good job drawing the contact by Brooke Bozone.
And just wrong place, wrong time for Audrey on that one. She couldn't put the brakes on fast enough. Peters doing a good job pressuring out front. She caused that turnover. She doesn't get a steal, but she definitely caused the turnover.
Lily Crane called for the travel. Might have actually been Reagan Sanders, excuse me. 4-0 scoreline. Sand Springs showing some pressure all the way up the floor. Bozone right in front of McCrary. Dow flashes across the lane, wide open. Can't get the layup to fall.
Great look and cut, and really a fantastic look. And Coach Coffey would take that look all day long if that's the kind of shots that we get against their defense tonight.
Active hands defensively. McCrary is going to be called for the foul. Had poked it loose originally, then got caught with the hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, that's definitely something Coach Coffey's going to, as a point guard, you got to be really smart. Don't pick up a foul. Don't get yourself in foul trouble right now. Like that's not worth it.
Kendall Smith trying to go baseline. McCrary cut her off. Bozone in the corner. Smith threw it back out to Bozone. Now a three-point try from the lefty, no good. Reagan Sanders off the mark. Soraya Matthew another board. Dow on the run out and is able to get that one to go.
And when you can get it, you got to be able to board first, get the defensive rebound, and get out and run. And it's, I don't know of a coach that wouldn't take a layup. You know, you don't have to run any half-court offense. Get out and take the layup and go.
Bozone will try a three-pointer. High arcing, drops right through.
We've got to do a better job defensively getting out and making them shoot over our hands. That was not defensive intensity. That was a great example. We've got to be better defensively than that.
Matthew for three. Can't answer back. Peters gets the long rebound. Another offensive board for the Tigers. Five minutes to go in this first period. Matthew puts it on the deck, drives left, gets the finish. Tough bucket from Soraya Matthew.
It's a good read defensively. Sand Springs is not, they weren't in position to help. They're just playing stick-tight defense. Just go stand by your man, and that's going to leave the lane open all night long if we just put the ball on the floor and get in the paint.
Kendall Smith is stripped by Dow, and she's got nobody around her for an easy layup. It's now a 10-3 ball game.
Good defense creates offense.
4 of the Tigers' starting 5 already on the scoreboard. The only one not to get there just yet is the leading scorer, Gracie Sanders.
Just another example of teamwork. People doing different things.
Rebound Matthew. Peters drives, kicks out. Sanders wants 3, no good. Dow strips the offensive rebound from the hands of Sand Springs. Peters wants a free throw line jumper, and that's too strong.
A little indecision, I think, on the possession when Dow gets the steal, and I wasn't sure what that call was going to be. That was kind of like, I don't know. We'll take it. It went our way, right?
Haven't had many stoppages in play, but now that we have one, we'll go down to our sideline reporter, Madison Dildine, for the keys to the game.
Our first key is that we've got to play with urgency from the beginning. Then we need to apply pressure and close out with high hands. And lastly, win every 50-50 play. Dylan.
Thank you, Madison. Something you had talked about just moments ago, Coach, is the defensive intensity and closing out with high hands. Soraya Matthew, the elbow jumper, left it short.
I see defensively, you know, attacking Sand Springs. They're not in position. 2 passes away to be in the lane to help. They're not up the line, on the line defensively. We've got to really attack their defense because we can get in the lane, and we've got the advantage athletically to be able to get in the paint and have really high percentage shots.
Challenging defense from Sanders, and Tyndall Smith lost the basketball. Another turnover for Sand Springs as Kylie Johnson checks into the ball game. This is the type of team that Kylie Johnson can really flourish against because we have seen multiple times this season, be a stalwart defensively, active hands, and just a lot of energy on that end of the floor can cause some problems for Sand Springs.
It's like she brings a different level of energy to the team, and just, I mean, I'm really on both ends of the floor. Sanders with the steal right there.
Drives inside, no good on the layup. Matthew on the follow, no good. Now Kylie Johnson inside, too strong. Another rebound, broken arrow. Matthew out to Peters, no good on the three-point attempt, and finally There is a whistle and a stoppage in play as Soraya Matthew gets called for an over the back.
She knew she didn't have position, but she was just going to go for it, right? Sometimes I don't call it. We continue to pound the offensive boards, and we're going to see how does Sand Springs handle some pressure coming the other way.
Another substitution for Broken Arrow brings Jaslyn Varner into the game, and they've got to stop it real fast because Jaslyn Varner still got her earrings in.
All kinds of things I'm thinking right now. You're like, okay, come on. Let's think about that. Let's be ready to play.
Maybe it was the opposite of the problem. She was too locked in and wasn't thinking about the earrings.
Yeah, boys. Ooh, yeah.
On the corner, now inside. Bozone drives across the lane. Tough scoop shot. Can't find the rim.
Really, Lady Tigers dominating the boards on both ends tonight.
McCrary's got a quick crossover and gets it off to Varner. Great feed inside. Peters off the window, and another two for BA.
Tell you, that was a phenomenal pass. Great job. It's kind of like, Eureka, I found that one. That was a great pass. She was wide open under the basket. It was an unselfish play.
Some gold at the end of the rainbow. Jaslyn Varner makes a lefty pass into the lane. That's a difficult pass to make, especially in traffic. 1:41 to go in the first period. 12-3 scoreline. We'll keep things here as I tell you about one of our great One Club sponsors, TTCU. You can support your favorite school with the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $360,000 so far. Stop by your favorite BA branch and get yours today. Terms and conditions apply with approved credit. Also want to tell you about Quick Trip. They are a proud partner of Broken Arrow Public Schools. They invest in the future of our students, and we thank you, Quick Trip.
Once again, Broken Arrow, we've been so blessed. We've got great partners in our community that support athletics, and not just athletics, but support our schools, and our kids are involved in extracurricular activities. So we're very, very blessed.
Sand Springs back underway, trying to find something here. The only shot they've gotten to fall was that three-point attempt from Bozone. Varner picks off the pass for just a moment, but it gets away from her. Three-point try from Sand Springs, no good. Off the mark for Avery Mercy. Outlet pass to Sanders. It's a 3-on-2 break. Pass right in between Sandites, and Jaslyn Varner's got the layup. Great feed from Gracie Sanders.
Tell you what, unselfish play, giving up a good shot to get a great shot, and that's what Gracie did right there. She doesn't care about if she scores. She's going to help the team do whatever they need to do to win the game.
Bozone on the perimeter, defended by Johnson. There you see those active hands, nearly got to the basketball. And there's the 5 seconds closely defended as Kylie Johnson was all over Brooke Bozone.
Tell you what, Dylan, since Kylie came in the game, we talk about the energy that she brings, but she's really been wreaking havoc for Sand Springs since she came in the game. What a difference maker to coming off the bench. And if you're going to make it very far in the playoffs, you've got to have somebody come in like Kylie that just gets after people.
Varner tried to feed Peters down low, miscommunication. Peters stayed home.
Just not a great pass. Looks like it kind of got away from us a little bit.
Sophia Vogel checked into the game just moments ago for Broken Arrow. Kendall Smith going right. Opportunity to trap her on the perimeter. Ball's loose on the deck. Johnson comes away with it. 5 seconds to go. Vogel up the floor. Sanders can't corral the pass, and that's where the first period will end as Sand Springs holds on to the basketball as the buzzer sounds. 14-3, Broken Arrow in front in round one of regional play. Keep it right here live on ArrowVision.
Hey BA Tiger fans, now's the time to show your school spirit. Support your favorite school with the Broken Arrow School Pride debit card from TTCU Federal Credit Union. the only card that gives back to Broken Arrow every time you use it.
Since the program began, TTCU has donated over $350,000 to Broken Arrow Public Schools. That's a lot of support from fans just like you.
Whether you're a student, parent, or a proud Tiger fan, your everyday purchases can make a difference.
With TTCU, you're not just banking, you're backing your school and local community. Join the thousands of TTCU members who are already using the Broken Arrow card.
It's super simple. Use your BA card and TTCU donates.
Thank you, TTCU, and thank you, Tiger fans. Support our school with every purchase. Go Yay!
Welcome back to the UMAC. This is the first round of regional play. 14-3 scoreline, Broken Arrow in front. Madison Dildine, our sideline reporter, was listening to Coach Coffey in that break.
Coach was praising the girls there, reminding them that our first key to the game was to play with urgency from the start. And he said, you did a good job doing that, and you did set the tone. We need to maintain that aggression and also get deflections. We cannot let up. Dylan.
Thank you, Madison. It's always a challenge, Coach, as basketball's not a game of just a few moments. It's a long game, and keeping that energy, keeping the tone set all throughout the ball game can be difficult. Johnson sidesteps, short-range jumper, no good. Got the offensive rebound, and Broken Arrow resets.
Yeah, and we've seen over the course of the season, we just have gone through spurts. Sometimes in some games we've had a lack of intensity or the intensity dropped, and we can't afford those in the playoffs. You can't get by with that very long. And so shortening those droughts, those deserts, and making sure that we keep up the intensity on both ends of the court, that's something that you've got to have if you want to be playing the second week of March.
Second foul on Janaea McCrary. Tyndall Smith will go to the free throw line. First free throw too strong. Soraya Matthew will check in place of Janaea McCrary. Our keys to the game were brought to you by the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation. BAPS Foundation is covering the cost to send your fifth grader to BizTown again this year. Visit bapsfoundation.org for more info.
So Kylie slides over now. She was playing more of a two-guard, and with McCrary out, she slides over and takes the point guard position. A little bit different look. We talk about size right here. I mean, we've got some length in multiple positions on the court. It can be a difficult matchup.
Couple of stutter steps from Johnson. The kick out to Matthew as she drills the three-pointer.
That's part of Sarai's game that we've just seen grow if you compare last year to this year. I mean, that's just continued to, she's just continued to work on that and get the shots up, and that's an important part because that's a difficult matchup for a lot of people to defend.
We've really seen her role evolve over the last year because last season she came in as a substitute off the bench and really played more inside than she did outside. And this season being trusted more to shoot the ball from the perimeter and put the ball on the deck as well and create not only for herself but for her teammates.
It's a different role than she had last year. Hey, a great little floater there by Vogel.
19-6 now after the freshman converts the bucket. Team leader in shooting percentages all the way across the board. And Coach, I was telling you pregame about a fun stat involving the three-point percentage. She's got 41% right now on the season as Peters comes away with a steal on the run out. Layup, good.
It's like taking candy from a baby, right? She just jumped right in the passing lane, a little floater up there, and I had a coach years ago that I worked with, and he said that pass was like a telegram. It just, it was way out there. I think she read that one, shooting the gap, and this is the first time that we have not done a great job rebounding, I'm going to say, on this possession, that they get multiple looks, but we have controlled the boards tonight.
Audrey Dow checks in for Jaslyn Varner. Jump ball will stay with Sand Springs. Going back to that point about the three-point percentage for Sophia Vogel, she will be, if she completes it this season, the third player to shoot 40% from three on an entire season in the last decade. And the other two were Macy Marasini just last year, who was a senior, and Hallie Kitchen, who did it in the 21-22 season. She shot 41%. Macy Marasini shot 45% from outside. And Vogel, as a freshman, has a chance to join that club.
Like, you start thinking about a player shooting 45% from the three-point line, and that's just putting up a lot of shots. I mean, you know, on your own in the gym, that's a testament to somebody's work habit, because you don't get to shoot 45% by working a little at it. Like, that's got to be a huge commitment when you start putting up that many shots. And so,
and you see the dedication paying off at this next level as well for Macy Marasini. She's playing very well at Missouri S&T. Saw a tough bucket just the other day right around the buzzer. Got a three-point shot and a foul when the team was down by 4. And an incredible player that Broken Arrow surely misses this year.
yeah, there will always be a little asterisk next to last year, just because of the way things finished out. And you never know what could have happened, obviously, but what would have been different if Macy had been healthy.
Great feed to Johnson, just blew the layup and got fouled on the second chance opportunity. She'll go to the free throw line.
And another offensive rebound, which I've got us so far, Dylan. I mean, we're 4:41 left in the second quarter, and I've already got us for 8 offensive rebounds. And so that's a good job going up and go get it. We just got to continue to finish off those second chance points.
First free throw drops for Johnson, 52% shooter from the line. One thing I think you've got to be pleased with so far offensively for Broken Arrow is the way they're moving the basketball. It has been zipping from one white uniform to another. Sanders, the offensive board, and got
rebound.
the finish.
There we go. And now she's on the board, right?
Yes, that is actually her first bucket on the ballgame. Good eye, Coach. Mercy whips it to the other side. Three-point try for Sand Springs, no good. Sanders the rebound.
Back-to-back rebounds by Sanders right there. One offensive and one defensive carom.
Dow open on the backdoor cut. Has the ball ripped away by Avery Mercy.
Like, she was so open on the cut, and Sand Springs collapsed pretty quickly in the lane.
Sanders got the deflection, goes out of play. Will stay with Sand Springs. 3:52 to go here in the second period. Tigers up by 18.
And really, you know, through the first 4 minutes of the second quarter, the defensive and the offensive intensity, I think Coach Coffey will be pleased with that overall.
Kendall Smith sidestepping, gets the shot up, and was fouled in the process, so she will now go to the free throw line.
I can think about, you know, we were talking about Macy just a few minutes ago, and I think about how hard Macy played every possession. Like, she knew one speed and it was 100%, and really, Kylie Johnson's that same player, I think, for us this year. Like, when she's in the game, like, she will get exhausted because she will go so hard every possession. And that's the kind of spark you really do need to have to go from being an average team to a really good team, or a really good team to a great team.
Johnson fires a bullet down the court to Jaslyn Varner, and just a little bit too high.
We're going to pick up full court and make Sand Springs handle the ball just a little bit.
I believe that's Amira Step that gets into the lane, tries the mid-range jumper, and goes off back iron. Offensive rebound with Sand Springs. Smith fires up a wild shot, and a whistle, a foul against Johnson.
Really, that first shot that Sand Springs takes on that possession, we had 3 Lady Tigers fighting after the rebound, and we actually knocked it out off of each other into Sand Springs' hands. And then Coach Coffey won't be happy with fouling somebody that's throwing up a, that's bailing somebody out on a shot when you foul them. And she was out of control trying to get a foul. And once again, we got a little reach happy there and pick up an unnecessary foul.
Now you've got Kylie Johnson with 2 fouls and Janae McCrary with 2 fouls. Both your point guards starting to become in question. Ball moves around the horn. Sanders is open for three. No good off the left side of the rim, and it bounces out of play.
It's a good ball movement to reverse it a couple times, and we had a good look. Gracie had a good look. It's almost like she felt a little rushed, and I think she had a little bit more time to get a good look off.
Scarlett Shell, the lone senior for Broken Arrow, checks in with the ball game.
I promise you, Coach Coffey talked to Janae about not picking up a third foul. You can just be wise, be smart, and this is, once again, you've got to have, your point guard's got to learn to play without fouling, and caused a turnover.
Mercy travels. BA gets the ball back. Still sitting at 24-6. McCrary has a lane to the hoop. Euro step, layup no good.
It's a beautiful move and a great look, and what she did well. It's going to sound crazy, when she missed it, she didn't pick up a silly frustration foul because she missed that layup. She was very disciplined on the other end down there and didn't reach in just because she was frustrated, because I know she wanted to make that shot.
Amira Stepp will go to the free throw line.
At the line, 22 for Sand Springs, Amira Stepp.
And Dylan Dow just picked up her second.
Free throw left just short. While we have a moment, I'll tell you about First National Bank of Broken Arrow, your hometown bank and proud district partner, supporting our students, teachers, and the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation every step of the way. First people, put people first. 24-7 after the made free throw. Vogel, corner three-pointer, no good. Varner got the offensive board and lost the basketball trying to go around Stepp and got it right back. Drives into the lane, got it to go, plus the foul.
Talk about filling up a stat line right there, right? Rebound, turnover. Now we got a chance to go back and make a three-point play. So I think just the effort of Varner and the athleticism, and we've talked about her a little bit over the year, but just like her role and what she brings to the team, even right now, and once again, it's just another athlete coming in who can really get after people.
I think if you see Varner really start to open up the three-point shot, you'll see her become one of the most outstanding scorers on this Broken Arrow roster. She's scoring 3.8 points per game in just 10 minutes of play. So she has the capability to score in bunches. She's just got to make sure she can knock down those three-point chances, because she's only shooting 17% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that'll be it. That's another part of her game. Just needs to continue to get lots of shots up.
Thinking of getting shots up, Vogel fires one up, but airballed it.
Dylan, we talked pregame about that, and just the different, anyone that's played basketball very long, it's just the background, the different shooting environment. Shooting at the UMAC is very different than shooting at a traditional gym.
Charge drawn by Amira Stepp. And a turnover for the Tigers. Still a 20-point advantage here for BA, 27-7 with a minute 08 to go. Peters will take the place of the freshman Sophia Vogel.
And good minutes for Vogel. I know she can get one knocked down, but it's a different kind of game for her as a freshman, and just a different background of someone that's a shooter, but she's going to play an important role, especially against certain kinds of defenses. Nice rebound by McCrary.
Outlet pass goes too far out in front of Varner, and another turnover for Broken Arrow. They're starting to snowball a bit.
Yeah, that's a stat that we've really seen creep up this quarter. It's not something we want to see.
The bright side, Broken Arrow defensively is really not giving up anything. 7 points on the board, only giving up 4 here in this quarter, 3 in the first. Ball goes off the foot of Scarlett Shell, and Sanders is able to roll up on the basketball. Varner feeds it inside. Peters off the glass and good.
Great pass by Varner there and a good cut. Just being able to read as soon as, another steal by Sanders if she can hang on to it. Yep.
McCrary trying to get it inside. Now Shell has it bounce outside to her. Floater off the mark for McCrary. Peters got the board. And it stays with Broken Arrow. 5.7 on the clock.
Just a flurry of activity with 5.7 seconds left.
Sanders with time ticking away, drives in, floats it up, no good. And that's where the first half will end. 29-7, the Tigers in front by 22. It was 14-3 after the first quarter, so a very similar looking second quarter. And Broken Arrow well on their way to a victory here in the first round of regional play, but still some things you can always clean up. And I'd say right now, if you ask me, I would say getting those easy buckets inside, you've got to convert those shots.
Yeah, we've got to shoot a higher percentage inside of 6 feet, and that's what we're getting some good looks, but once again, to go far enough in the playoffs to be where you want to be, those have got to be, you got to shoot a very high percentage inside, and that's something that we can improve on for sure. And taking care of the basketball.
That's another one. As we had talked about there in that second quarter, the turnover started to snowball a little bit. It really hadn't been much of an issue, and then suddenly it felt like there was an outburst of turnovers, and that's, as you said, something in this scenario where you're in the playoffs now can really cost you.
Yeah, because the longer you go, the better the teams you play, and they're going to make you pay for turning the ball over. And so for us, I think a little bit different lineups because we're in a little bit of foul trouble. So there's some people playing in some different roles that maybe they haven't played as much in. You've played in those things, but not as much. Chemistry is just a crazy thing. And so some things that we can clean up, and no coach has ever been happy with everything that happened in a half a basketball game. I'll say that.
I think you're speaking from experience
Maybe.
a little bit there, too. We'll give a quick shout-out to the Arrow Group before we go to the halftime break. A division of Alliant Insurance Services, proud to support Broken Arrow Public Schools. Based here in Broken Arrow, they provide risk management and insurance programs for businesses across our region. From contractors to manufacturers to professional offices, you can trust the Arrow Group to protect what matters most. We thank the Arrow Group for being one of our fantastic One Club sponsors, and we thank you for tuning in here into ArrowVision live at the UMAC for the first half of basketball action. Second half of first round regional play coming your way here in just a few minutes. Hey Tiger family, Dylan Rivera here with your monthly update on the exciting progress we're making across Broken Arrow thanks to your continued support of our bond programs. This month we're taking another look at one of the most anticipated projects, the aquatic facility, funded through the 2015 bond issue. This month we're highlighting the next phase of the district's Aquatic Center project, which will be located at the Kirkland Activities Complex, near the Kirkland Theater and just west of the soccer complex. After months of planning, design, and development, this project is now moving into the bid phase, with construction expected to begin this spring. As with any project at this stage, final features will depend on bid day pricing and what the district is able to include within the approved budget. The current design includes both a competition pool and a warm-up pool, allowing the Tigers to host a wide range of events and activities right here in Broken Arrow. The warm-up pool will feature zero entry access to support seniors and individuals with disabilities, along with a teaching ledge designed for Learn to Swim programming. These features reflect the district's goal of creating a facility that serves students, families, and the broader community. The project will include separate locker rooms for student use and community use, elevated spectator seating for nearly 500 patrons, a multi-purpose team meeting room, and a state-of-the-art mechanical system focused on maintaining exceptional water and air quality throughout the facility. This aquatic center represents the final phase of the 2015 bond issue, which was structured to release funds incrementally over its 12-year lifespan. Through careful planning and responsible stewardship of bond dollars, the district is now positioned to move forward with this last project as intended. As we prepare to break ground this spring, we want to thank our community for their continued trust and support. Your investment through the 2015 bond issue is continuing to expand opportunities for students and build facilities that will serve Broken Arrow for generations to come. Be sure to tune in with us next month as we continue sharing bond project updates all across the district. And until then, remember that in Broken Arrow Public Schools, the best is yet to come.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Looking for some iced caffeine, left you in the cold. No one knows why brown water costs as much as liquid gold. Told him your name was Brian, why does this cup say Nicole? But then you found paradise in your cup at the Quick Trip. No regrets to start your day.
The motto in the girls' wrestling room is that it's hard to get to the top, but it's even harder to stay on top. As a team, that's the goal, to go back to back and experience the emotion of winning it all. Individually, that's also the goal for Kristen De La Rosa and Emily Beckley, two girls who stood atop the podium last year.
I kind of blacked out. I don't remember exactly everything. I was just so excited, and I was beyond excited to go share all of the emotion with my friends.
So my little sister, she's 9, and she collects a whole bunch of little crowns, and there was a black and gold one, and it was super pretty, and I was like, I'm just gonna put this in my bag, you know? And after I'd won my state title, I went over there and they crowned me, and it was super sweet because no one else knew. It was a little surprise, and my little sister, I remember her, she was in the stands whenever I walked out on the podium to get my gold medal, and she was like, that's my crown.
For Kristen, it's her last state tournament. Ending it with another title would be the perfect way to cap off an incredible career.
It would mean a lot to me. From middle school, whenever I started, I always knew I wanted to be a state champion in high school. I didn't really think that it would actually happen, and having a really good opportunity to be a back-to-back state champion would be absolutely phenomenal.
As much as they cherish the individual wins, winning as a team means even more to them.
Winning state individually is great, it really is, but being able to know that your state title contributed to a state title for all these girls, even the ones that maybe didn't do as well as they wanted to, it feels great.
Another gold medal won't come easily, but Kristen and Emily are ready to lace up and go after another one.
There's a huge target on my back, and Emily's too. Even just being on BA in general, it's a big target on our back, and it is a lot of pressure. As much as you try to take the pressure off of yourself, it is a lot of pressure at the end of the day, but you just have to keep knowing that you're working your 110%, and if you trust in your training, it's gonna all happen and fall in place for you.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Welcome back to the UMAC. Broken Arrow in front of Sand Springs, 29-7 in the first round of regional play. Broken Arrow trying to make it into that second round and eliminate Sand Springs from their season here today. Madison Dildine, our sideline reporter, is down on the floor with head coach Shane Coffey right now.
Coach, how do you maintain that same level of intensity and aggression that you carried through the first two into these next two?
You know, it's the playoffs. You've got to play this way all the time, and that's something that we've been stressing since our last game of the year against Santa Fe. So we've had a whole week and a half of just really intense practices. Understanding you got to start practices strong, you got to finish practices strong. So hopefully that type of prep is going to get our mindset set to finish out the second half.
What are you looking for in the second half?
You know, just continued effort. I know that we really wanted to pressure them, put them in positions where we could get deflections and get steals for easy opportunities. And if we can continue to do that, we're going to be able to run away with this tonight. But if we back off and are playing kind of lazy on the defensive end, we're going to struggle.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madison, and thank you, Coach Coffey. Obviously, Broken Arrow up by 22 points. You got to be feeling confident right now, but you still can clean some things up, as we had talked about, the turnovers and making sure you finish the shots inside. But point of emphasis for Coach Coffey is maintaining that energy.
Yeah, we've talked about over the course of the season, we've talked about different games that we've had these stretches or you know, droughts, if you will, where we didn't play with great intensity, we turned the ball over, didn't shoot well, scoring droughts, and we can't afford those. And even though it's, you know, 29-7 at this point, Sand Springs plays hard. You know, they get after it, and they're a little bit of a scary team because they're not going to back off and they're not going to quit. And so we can't play to the scoreboard, and we almost have to ignore the score and once again play with that intensity and don't worry about the score. And if you're coming in off the bench, if you're the number 6, number 7, number 8, whatever, number 15 player, like whatever it is, you come in and play really hard because Sand Springs is going to play hard. And hey, Coach Coffey and I were talking before the game. It was like we've seen teams that come in and make the state tournament and they go into the playoffs, you know, 14-8, or depending on the year, you know, 14-9, and all of a sudden they're making a run to make into the bracket. And once you make the state tournament, you just never know what's going to happen.
McCrary with some magic out of the halftime break.
It's like that move was slick as eel snot. That's what that was. That was awesome.
That spin looked like a car wash. It was going through the cycle.
That's a pretty good way to start that first possession, I'd say.
Sand Springs comes out of the break with a shot of their own. Tough bucket from Lily Crane. Sanders left wide open in the corner, and that's dangerous. Knocks it down from outside.
Talk about ball movement, and Soraya just once again, just great ball movement. And we talked about it at halftime, Dylan, even off the air, like getting Gracie going offensively from the three-point line, and that's a pretty good start. It's like she was listening to us or something. I don't know.
She's got 5 points on the board now. Tigers trapping Tyndall Smith in the corner. And a timeout called by the Sand Springs head coach, Paige Wadley. These two teams come into this ball game really riding two different waves. Broken Arrow, as you had mentioned earlier on, a 5-game win streak to close out the regular season. A really strong finish to the season for Broken Arrow, finishing 15-7 overall, 10-4 in district play. Excuse me. For Sand Springs on the flip side, though, they got started 8-7 on the season. And then January 20th was kind of that turning point. After they had beaten Northwest Classen to get to 8-7, they closed the season by going 1-7. So a very rough finish to their season. Part of that goes to the injury bug that Sand Springs has been bit by. Two of their best players, two of their starters have been hurt and are unable to play here tonight. So having to adjust and really try to play in their honor here tonight. But yeah. Either way, Broken Arrow coming in red hot. Sand Springs not so much, and you're seeing some of that carry into tonight's ball game.
Yeah, that's anytime a player loses a couple of players like that, couple starters, and a quick turnover, which is not, you call timeout so you don't turn the ball over and then you get the ball and you turn it over, which is not what Sand Springs wanted, but that's just so hard to overcome, A, for any team, and then B, you throw in a team that is as young as Sand Springs, and what are they going to take out of this? Great drive to the basket. Dylan, we just missed another layup.
Got to admire the aggressiveness of Broken Arrow, though, out of this halftime break. They have been all over the floor defensively, and 2 layups to start and a 3-pointer from Gracie Sanders. Just got to make sure you finish your breakfast.
That's right. those are things we think about. We don't want to look forward to Saturday, but with 34-9, this would be quite the comeback if Sand Springs came back and won this game. But once again, we got to figure out a way to finish some shots when we get them in there.
Great aggressiveness from Leah Peters. Was able to sit in for some of Broken Arrow's practice on Wednesday, and Leah Peters is such a vocal leader on the floor. You saw it throughout the season, and you can kind of hear from where we're seated in the Tiger Fieldhouse. But when you see her in practice and you hear her in practice, she is constantly cheering on her teammates, constantly clapping and reminding them that they need to keep a positive attitude, those sorts of things. And that vocal leadership goes a long way on the floor.
It's like Leah, she does so many things that don't necessarily show up on. Where we go? Gracie, back-to-back threes for her, right? The last 2 shots have been threes.
You were about to talk about things that don't show up on a stat sheet.
Well, there
but
we
you know
go.
what does is 3-pointers, and Gracie Sanders has 2 of them now in this 3rd quarter.
That'll show up on a stat sheet, though. But yes, I mean, Leah does so many things to help the team be better, not just in the games, but what she offers and makes the team better in practice. And so, yes, she's vocal, but the energy that she brings, she just does so many little things that I would say people that aren't students of the game they don't value what she brings to the team as much as people that maybe study the game more. And so she does a lot of things that elevate the play of the team.
Transferred in from Fort Gibson this year. Still lives that long distance out from Broken Arrow, and talked to her this preseason about those car rides home with Mom. And she said she cherishes those moments. They have great conversations. She's grown closer to her mom throughout that time, and credits her mother with a lot of who she is today. She gets inside and floats the shot up for 2.
That was some really good offense. Get the ball inside. We had 3 people touch the ball in just a matter of a couple seconds. We're cutting. I love that when the ball goes inside that we're not standing and watching. That really the ball goes in, and that cut right there, very unselfish play by Peters.
McCrary feeds it out to Peters. A little discombobulated, but Soraya Matthews got both hands on the basketball. Dow goes baseline, and she stepped on the line.
It was about to be it was a good look. We could all, I think even from up top in the UMAC, we could see where that pass was going, and the defense had flattened out, and we just stepped on the baseline.
39-12, 4:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kick out for Bozone, a long pump fake and a great fake. Sanders flies by, but no dice on the 3-point try. Jump ball. It'll stay with Sand Springs.
This has been a little choppier, I think, this half than we saw in the first half. But once again, I feel like our intensity, Sand Springs has been able to finish some shots inside, and so Coach Coffey's not going to be happy about that. But Dow picks up another rebound.
There's 2 open threes in the last few moments there for Sand Springs. They were unable to cash in either one of them, but certainly something to look for moving forward. Peters line drive 3-pointer goes off the front rim.
Yeah, Coach Coffey's not going to be happy with them getting wide open looks.
Good screen from Tyndall Smith. Left hand layup no good for Mercy. And it'll stay with Sand Springs.
We were about half a step away getting that first rotation down to really contest, and we didn't get great rotation from everybody in that last possession. I'll say that.
Tyndall Smith drives. McCrary's got both hands on the basketball, and a great defensive effort from Janaea McCrary.
Yeah, I mean, really active hands considering she was in, foul trouble early in the 2nd quarter. She picks up that 2nd foul and really being smart. But ball was literally right out in front of her, so she's like, I'll take it.
Ryan Matthews thought about the 3-pointer. Now she'll take one. Wing three-pointer, no good. Peters on the offensive board. Rolls off the rim and a whistle. Foul on Tyndall Smith.
Well, just reversing the ball, getting somebody coming off a back screen, this diagonal screens. I mean, Sarai she had a great look, and it was almost down, right? Went all the way around it, and for Peters to get an offensive rebound. Once again, that's something that we can continue to improve on, is just our free throw percentage as a team. That's how you win close games.
58% as a team from the charity stripe. Peters makes the second one. Johnson in the passing lane. Peters turns the corner, off the mark, got the follow. Another steal for Peters, left-hand layup, that one drops through. Timeout for Sand Springs. Great energy from Leah Peters and Kylie Johnson. And Sand Springs has got to talk things over as the Tigers lead by 32 here inside the UMAC.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by St. Francis Health System, now hiring across the region with multiple expansions, training programs, and scholarship opportunities. There's never been a better time to join a growing team committed to exceptional care. Learn more at stfrancis.com. Dylan Rivera here with Coach Tiff Jones, and Madison Dildine is down on the sidelines. 3:02 to go here in the third period. Broken Arrow up 44-12. Coach, I had mentioned earlier the 5-game win streak that Broken Arrow closed the regular season on. They started the season on a 5-game win streak as well. And aside from the 4 top seeds that are hosting regionals across the state, BA is one of 5 schools to have multiple 5+ game win streaks. That includes Muskogee, Sapulpa, Choctaw, and Mustang. So a really talented team and a really good season all across the board.
Absolutely, and when you can come in on a 5-game win streak, once again, that's a pretty good place to be going into the playoffs.
Madison Dildine, our sideline reporter, was listening to Coach Coffey during that timeout.
That timeout was all about defense. He said, we've got to be active defensively. We have to get ball touches and continue to get deflections. He said, we have to win every possession here. That's what championship caliber teams will do. Dylan.
Thank you, Madison. Looks like trying to get a ball touch there from McCrary. Got her in some trouble. 3rd foul now on the starting point guard.
Right, Janae was really trying to sell that she didn't foul right there, but and I think there might have been some contact down there, but the contact has been called inconsistently. I'll just say that. Yeah, it seems like there's been a lot of contact sometimes. We saw a couple possessions ago, even before Peters scored back-to-back baskets down here, is that she took a pretty good shot on the top of the press there, and could potentially have been an offensive foul in Sand Springs, but it's also 44-14, and while you want to act like that doesn't make a difference sometimes, I think sometimes it makes a difference.
Johnson, great drive into the lane, rolls off the back rim. Sand Springs in trouble now as Peters and Johnson surround Mercy, but Sand Springs able to get out of it. Now Tyndall Smith up the floor.
Kylie Johnson closing out up top. You know she's going to get after somebody.
Crane in a lot of trouble. Sanders, great job defensively, picks up the ball off the floor.
Just disciplined defense, playing big, she didn't reach, played great position, and it was close to getting a 5-second count.
Peters wide open inside, got the easy bucket to go.
Another assist for Varner. She's picked up 3 tonight.
46-14, Vogel defending Smith now. Smith sidesteps, too strong on the shot. Varner running up the floor, going right at Crane. No good. Sanders on the follow, plus the foul.
Gracie's just filling up the old stat line tonight. I know Coach Coffey's looking at it now. It's 48-14 with 1:37 left, and that's why you follow. Gracie, I mean, I was a coach that drives you nuts if somebody gets a fast break and nobody follows, and all of a sudden we miss it. So great job, Gracie, just to pick up the trash right there and be able to finish it off. And once again, we've got to have those putback points.
Sanders can't get the free throw. Matthew gets the offensive board and another whistle. Soraya Matthew will go to the free throw line.
Another offensive rebound, which once again, Soraya just does the dirty work down there. Sand Springs got to be a little frustrated when you've got inside positions on the foul line and you give up an offensive rebound. That'll drive a coach crazy.
69% shooter from the line, misfires on the first one. Audrey Dow checks in for Gracie Sanders. Tiger fans, Tulsa Bone & Joint is here to help you keep moving forward with expert orthopedic specialists and physical therapists. We'll get you back to doing what you love fast. Tulsa Bone & Joint, moving life forward. Lily Crane back on the floor for Sand Springs. 5 on the floor for Broken Arrow. Kylie Johnson, Jaslyn Varner, Sophia Vogel, Audrey Dow, and Soraya Matthew. Kendall Smith loves that little step-through move and is able to get it to go that time.
Hey, what? That's been she's been pretty consistent with it on that. So defensively, we just got to realize that move your feet and can't be a statue down there.
Varner drives, too strong on the short floater.
It's 49-16 with less than a minute left in the third quarter, and Coach Coffey is still, he wants everybody to play hard.
Mira Stepp ends up wide open. No good on the mid-range shot. And way too strong from Tyndall Smith. Dow caught up, jump ball.
Yeah, that's just one of those. It's gotten a little bit sloppy the last couple minutes, and just kind of some awkward plays, right? Just coming hard off the rim there, and that should have been one we should have been able to take care of and head the other direction. And
Dow face guarding Crane, didn't see the ball right behind her. Smith defended by Johnson. 25 seconds left. Mercy drives. Good defense from Dow, just standing straight up. Vogel, the outlet pass to Varner. Layup, left on the front rim. Good defense from Amira Stepp. 5 seconds to go. Smith lost the basketball. Johnson's got a chance to fire a long ball, and it's nowhere close, but you can't blame her. That was a long shot.
It was. That would have been worth like 5 points. Should have made that one, right? Not really, people. I know that, but if it was a horse, it would have been a good shot.
There you go. That's what you got to shoot next time. 49-16. Fourth quarter action coming your way here in just a few moments, live on ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Welcome back live on ArrowVision to Union High School. This is the first round of regional play. The loser here tonight will have their season ended. The winner will play Union on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Dylan Rivera with Coach Tiff Jones, Madison Dildine on the sidelines. Broken Arrow way out ahead right now, so you're already starting to think about Saturday, already starting to plan for Union. And Coach, we got to see them right before this ball game. It's an athletic team that's going to get up and down the floor. Got to be prepared for that.
Yeah, but really, I mean, you see, started the fourth quarter, and our starters are back out there, and we'll see how much more time they're going to get tonight, because it's a pretty quick turnaround, getting ready for Saturday afternoon and being able to play for a regional championship, because that's really, you got to get past tonight, and then Saturday is an interesting game just because it changes the path so much as far as how you get to the state tournament. And yeah, we still have 7:30 left in this contest, but it's 49-16, and we're certainly in the driver's seat.
I think if I'm on the sideline for Broken Arrow, I'd like to see Broken Arrow reach 60 points here tonight, because offense has been a challenge throughout this season, and seeing a 60 number up there probably feel good for confidence reasons going into the next round.
Absolutely. Well, we scored 20 in the third quarter, and that's a great quarter, you know, offensively. And so, and yet we can still look back and be like, well, we missed that one, and we missed a couple that we probably should have made. But for a team that struggled to be super consistent offensively, yes, having a big quarter right now, crossing over 60 points. Once again, there's something about that kind of right between the ears of the players. They realize that too.
Tigers have scored fewer than 30 twice in the last 6 games of the regular season. Had some cold stretches shooting from beyond the arc as well. You'd mentioned pregame, you were talking about a 2-game stretch between East Central and Bartlesville where Broken Arrow went 0 of 23 from three-point land. And getting the ball just to drop through the bucket has been difficult. And I talked to Coach Coffey about that a little bit, and just like any other coach would say, it's frustrating when that's the problem, because there's not a certain fix for it. It's more of just getting shots up and hoping when you show up to the gym that day that they'll go through.
Yeah. Sometimes you can do everything right offensively and get great looks and execute at a high level, and there are just times that the ball doesn't go in the hole, and that's just super frustrating as a coach. It's just, I mean, it's frustrating for a coach, it's frustrating for players, and it just happens sometimes. You know, it's a long season, and it's so full of the ebb and flow, and when you have unusual breaks, and it's not a regular week where it's a Tuesday, Friday game, or like there's a break in school because of snow, you know, Snowmageddon happens.
Distance learning Fridays,
yeah,
all those sorts of things
yes.
that kind of just get you out of a rhythm. Those can definitely play a factor.
It's funny. I know coaches, I would say most coaches, they say they're not superstitious, but I think there's a little bit of, and it's routine, and it's making sure that kids like routine and they like structure also, and so anything different is just sometimes it's hard. And so, you know, we haven't played a lot of Saturday afternoon games, even like in tournaments when you play. It's just, once again, this is not a tournament feel where it's 3 days in a row. But it's just a little bit different feel, and who's going to handle that, you know, in the playoffs?
Saying coaches aren't superstitious, but they are a little stitious.
Well, yeah. I'm going to say I had a few. For sure. I'm like, no, I'm not superstitious. Where's that shirt that I wore last time?
Sarai Matthew got fouled on the, we'll call it a floater attempt. It was a layup.
Yeah.
But a little bit further out. 51-18 the score line. Sarai Matthew, second leading scorer on the team, 9.7 points per game.
Sarai's definitely, she's leading us in rebounds tonight.
She's second on the team in that stat category, only behind Gracie Sanders by 0.1. Sarai averages 5.4, and Gracie Sanders averages 5.5.
Well, she's doubled her average tonight.
We've seen great performances all across the board, not only with Sarai on the boards, but also 7 points tallied up for her as well. Foul inside.
See who they're going to call that one on. Wasn't sure because Sanders and Peters were both right there, and she had a little contact up top, maybe more with the body below, but Peters was like, I don't know about that one.
But again, going back to the stat sheet. Leah Peters, 17 points on the night, and she's also been wreaking havoc on the rebounds, and also defensively has gotten a few steals. And Gracie Sanders now at 12 points after a slow start to this game, and another player that's really been eating up the glass.
Right. I mean, what a great pass.
Shot attempt from Dow rattles out.
Peters with an offensive rebound.
Inside Sanders, foul.
Sanders lands a little awkwardly, which we look over at the scores table, Dylan, and we see 5 white jerseys getting ready to substitute in.
Also saw on the far side the Broken Arrow boys coaching staff headed out of the building. Came in to support Coach Coffey and the Lady Tigers in their first round of regional play. They'll be playing Northwest Classen tomorrow at this very same time, 7:30 tip-off here at the UMAC.
Tell you what, that is something special that doesn't happen at every program, and I got to say that in all my years of coaching at Broken Arrow, that the camaraderie between the girls and the boys program, it wasn't a competition against each other, it really was for each other, and there are a lot of schools that cannot be said, and so always enjoyed the fellowship and the support from the guys when I was coaching.
Tied up jump ball. It'll be Sand Springs basketball. And I remember back to last year, the area round, and Broken Arrow girls and boys both having to play out in Henrietta, H-Town. And
yes.
That was an hour-long drive down there to the basketball gym and an hour-long drive back. And when the girls were playing, you saw Coach Wallace in the crowd. When the boys were playing, you saw Coach Coffey in the crowd. It was really great to see the support, like you mentioned, for both sides of the coin. Jaslyn Varner getting the fast break layup. A little one-handed scoop shot for the sophomore.
Another great transition bucket. Really, Varner just makes some things just look so easy, just effortless, and it's not always as, Kylie says, I don't know about that one. Sand Springs kind of put that ball out there, kind of left it out there hanging like a bunch of wet clothes out there on the line. I mean, it was just right there for the taking. So Kylie was going to go get that one.
This is Reagan Sanders at the free throw line. One more One Club sponsor to shout out, and they're just down the road. Shields, a proud partner of Broken Arrow Public Schools. From Nike to Hoka to Adidas, find all the iconic brands you love with the experts to help you choose. We'll have you feeling and performing your best right here at Tulsa Shields, located at the Woodland Hills Mall.
All right, these minutes right here, I know it's 56-20, but we're in the regional game, and we're getting some people some minutes in a varsity game against a team that really, I mean, Sand Springs, they play hard. You cannot fault them of, hey, they're backing off, because they're continuing to play hard, and that's a foul that Coach Coffey's not going to be happy with when you're 93 feet from the basket. Don't give up a foul right there.
Third foul on Kylie Johnson. And as much as we talk about the offensive side for Broken Arrow and how you'd like to see maybe a few more points go up on the board, the defensive side of the floor has been really strong for these Lady Tigers all season long. 37.9 points allowed per game tonight. Only 21 on the board for Sand Springs. And Sand Springs is a team that was averaging 46 points per game on the season, so holding them well below their average and showing that defensively Broken Arrow is always going to show up with an intense effort.
Well, and you know, I would say old school coaches would a lot of times say, you know, offense wins games and defense wins championships, but you got to play good defense, because there are going to be nights where the ball just doesn't go in the hole and you still got to find a way to win. And when you play great defense, that's gonna take care of so many things. Just like that last turnover there by Johnson, you turn it over, come down, let's get a stop on the other end. And so I think we've played really good overall. We've played pretty good defense tonight, and the intensity has been at a higher level than we've seen a lot of games for 4 quarters anyway.
Absolutely. Vogel gets the rebound, and a foul as Kyra Johnson trying to feed it off to her twin sister. 3 substitutions just about set to come in for Broken Arrow. It'll be number 20, Emma Campbell, number 32, London Shine, and number 21, McKenna Bolware. They'll take the places of Varner Vogel and Kylie Johnson.
And I tell you what, when you can get players in, once again, in a game like this or in a playoff game, like these are players that really, I mean, they are so crucial to the success of your program and your team. And for them to be able to get in the game, they work hard every day. They don't get the court time that other people get in a game at the varsity level. But I'm telling you what, you won't win as a program and be an outstanding program if you don't have great people that are willing to be the scout team in practice, that are willing to learn, you know, what does Sand Springs run, how are they going to execute, and there's every coach knows that. I mean, and we don't shout out those players enough, but they've put the work in, and they are such an integral part of Coach Coffey's program and how they contribute, not just on the court on game days, but what they do in the gym and practice the rest of the time. So I love to see those players get in tonight.
It makes me think back to last year and the starting 5 all being seniors, plus Kate Wigginton off the bench was a senior. And a lot of these girls that are on the floor this season for Broken Arrow were on that team last year. You just didn't see a whole ton of them because the lineup was so senior heavy.
Yeah.
But they're going through the practices. They're taking the road trips. They're there for the tournament games and the late nights and everything in between. And now they're getting their chance out here on the floor. And it's a very similar situation as these girls that maybe don't get in the game all the time for Broken Arrow this season. You got to imagine they're going to get an expanded role down the line.
Yeah, and you think about how much did they grow last year by going against that group of seniors in practice every day.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's something about creating a culture and the difference between having a team that's just good 1 year and then they just, you know, fall off the radar completely versus being a contender and playing at a high level year in, year out. And that's the difference between having a good team and having a good program. People can have a good team, especially now with open transfers. But now it's about how can you maintain and have a great program where you're going to have a good team year in and year out. And that's what Coach Coffey has certainly been able to build at Broken Arrow.
And to that point, I wrote down all the finishes from the first 4 seasons of Coach Coffey's era here as head coach with Broken Arrow. That first season was a tough year, finished in the first round of regionals after they lost to Owasso by 3, and that regional was at PC West. But after that, 2 trips to state, and the other one was a win and you're in type of game in area, and Broken Arrow just lost to Bixby by 3. So 22-23, you're in the state tournament, and you lose to PC West, who, if I'm not mistaken, went on to win the state championship that year. Then you get to 23-24, second round area, lost to Bixby. That one was at Sepulpa. And then 24-25, you make the state semifinal, and you lose to PC North, who again also went on to win the state championship. And we had mentioned earlier, Macy Marasini missing that ball game was big for Broken Arrow. But what it points to is that, as you had said, a talented program and not a talented team. Across the last now 5 seasons, Broken Arrow has always been in the mix. Broken Arrow has always been a team that you can't come out and play lazy against because they're going to come out there and they're going to put points up, they're going to defend at a high level, and they're going to play with energy. And tonight they've done that very same thing with a 57-23 lead.
Tell you what's, yes, absolutely. And I think they came out tonight and they set the tone early. And I think that's really important because you don't want to give a team like Sand Springs, you don't want to let them hang around. You want to make a statement and make them realize, like, hey, we're not going to let you win, just FYI, and to make it a very strong statement. So they've done that really all night tonight. Once again, I'm looking up, you know, the halftime score was 29-7. And anytime you give up 7 points in the first half of a game, like, that's getting after somebody. I don't care who you are. And so to be able to do that, make a statement, and really we look at Saturday now, what Saturday afternoon is. Another offensive rebound there. We look at Saturday and we think about, hey, we're going to play Union on their home court, you know, in the UMAC, and we need to come out right off the bat. And we can't have a slow start, or we're going to start playing 4 minutes into the game because Union is going to want to set the tone early too. So it's going to be a slugfest, if you will, you know, between boxers, and see who's going to impose their will on the other team. And we were talking about even watching them play tonight, you know, just the style of play, the tempo of the play, what are things that we can exploit against Union, and how is Union going to try to attack us on the other side.
London Shine at the free throw line. Kyra Johnson got the offensive board. It'll go back Sand Springs way. London Shine, one of the talented softball players for Coach King as well.
I love seeing players play multiple sports. Love it.
Speaking of multiple sports, there are multiple sports in the midst of playoff action right now because Broken Arrow boys and girls wrestling are down in Oklahoma City. They are having the wrestle-in matchups here tonight at the OG&E Coliseum, and Tigers sending 25 total wrestlers. That is the most in the state of Oklahoma to the state tournament, and certainly always an expectation that Broken Arrow is right there in the mix for the state championship, and I think both teams have a great chance to pull it off.
I'll tell you what, there's for people that aren't wrestling fans, I'll tell you what, Broken Arrow, we've got an incredible facility, and then program, both the girls and the boys programs have just been phenomenal, and what they bring to the table, I love it. I can't wait to follow them. Even though we'll be here watching basketball this weekend, I will definitely keep up with the wrestling and encourage, I guess, if there's people not coming to basketball, go to wrestling.
There you go.
Support one or the other, right?
Pick your poison, I guess.
Yes.
Three-point try with a few seconds remaining for Sand Springs. It'll go out of play. 9.8 on the clock. Broken Arrow up 57-23. Have essentially booked their ticket to play Saturday afternoon against Union. And we had talked about it, the matchup, what it looks like. And, Coach, I think one thing that Broken Arrow is going to have to make sure that they do is drink a lot of water, because you're going to be running up and down this floor against those Red Hawks.
Yeah, it's going to be a track meet. We know that, and that's what Union's going to do. And so really, as the buzzer goes off, it's 57-23. Lady Tigers advance to the regional finals.
One game out from the area round now. The Tigers eliminate Sand Springs. They move on and keep their season alive. A great win here tonight. A great season so far for Broken Arrow, and they're not done yet. A game Saturday afternoon here at the UMAC. We will have it for you live on ArrowVision, so if you can't make it out to Union, you can definitely tune in with us, and we will bring you the stream once again. We'll also have the boys game tomorrow. That one same time, 7:30 here inside the Union High School basketball gym. And Broken Arrow boys looking to beat Northwest Classen tomorrow and book their ticket for a Saturday date with what may end up also being the Union Red Hawks.
Yeah, very well could be talk about a crosstown rival, right? I love it. So looks like Madison Dildon has Coach Coffey down there courtside.
Coach, how would you grade your team's performance tonight?
You know, I thought we did really, really well. You know, first game of the playoffs, I mean, it's win or go home, and you know, you stress that to these kids all week long in practice, and you just never know what they're going to do, and especially with a young team, but they responded really well tonight. Proud of them.
Quick turnaround Saturday. What can we expect out of Union?
Union is a very athletic team. They're going to be one of the bigger teams that we face this year. They've got two twin sisters that are about 6'2", but they play really, really fast. They want to score in transition. We're going to have to focus on defensive transition. We're going to have to be able to limit the boards a little bit better than we did tonight. But if we do that, it's going to be a great ball game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madison, and thank you, Coach Coffey. And certainly a hard-fought season all year long, and finally have gotten to the stage where you get to regionals and you finally get to focus in on the playoffs, and these games matter just a little bit more. And Broken Arrow coming out executing at a high level and getting things done against Sand Springs, 57-23 final.
It feels like now here we are, we're 1-0 now. I mean, that's really what's a new season. You know, the playing field is, somebody always gets upset on the first night, and so to be 1-0 tonight is awesome. And the goal is to head back to Tiger Fieldhouse 2-0 as of Saturday.
Tigers last year beat PC West and Westmore in regional play, and Lady Tigers were able to host their own regional, this time on the road, but just narrowly missed hosting.
Yeah.
As they were just slipped out by Muskogee, who really the tiebreaker was just a matter of the differentials between the two ball games, because Broken Arrow had split those meetings. The records were the same, but the Tigers were beaten by 25 in the first outing, and then Broken Arrow only able to beat Muskogee by 4 in the second outing. But tonight able to win by a big margin over Sand Springs and bring the season to a close for the Lady Sandites. As far as their season goes, 9-14 was the record coming in. Now 9-15 will be the final record, and you got to give credit to a coaching staff that has to work around injuries and a young team, and that's a similar thing that we've had to see here with Broken Arrow, is a young team going through the trials and tribulations of a long season. And definitely credit where credit is due for Sand Springs coaching staff for putting together a formidable team all year long.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they're well coached. They know exactly what they're trying to do, and when you've got young players like that, it just makes it a little more challenging than you've got more experienced players. And so congratulations to them on a season and how they grew over the course of the season. And then, of course, we're excited about being able to play another game on Saturday and watch the Lady Tigers, and one step at a time, because the goal is to be playing the second week in March.
So again, we will have the live stream for you tomorrow at 7:30 of the Broken Arrow boys basketball game against Northwest Classen. If you can't make it out, you can tune into our broadcast. And then Saturday, we will be here at 3:30 p.m. for the Broken Arrow girls against Union girls. And if the boys advance, we will be here at 7 p.m. for the boys game as well. And we will close out regional play here at the UMAC and look forward to the area rounds, which will take us who knows where, but we will be there, and we will be prepared with a broadcast, and we will continue to follow these teams as long as their seasons keep going. And I certainly hope that their seasons keep going for quite a while, Coach, because these two teams are talented, and these two coaches work so hard, and these two teams just have played so hard all season long that I'd love to see them both make the state tournament and really make a run.
Well, and that's what you want, when you can celebrate not just girls basketball or boys basketball, but to have both teams in the state tournament. A lot of schools will never experience anything like that, and we kind of act like at Broken Arrow that's normal, because we've gotten accustomed to it, and it's really not, and so you can't take that for granted.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for tuning in here tonight. We thank you for joining us live from the UMAC. Broken Arrow wins 57-23 in the first round of regional play. Second round coming up on Saturday, but we hope to see you tomorrow night from right here at the UMAC.